Okay, Jazakallah, we're good to go. Bismillah. You ready?
Bismillah. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu al-atamman al-akmalan ala Muhammadin Rasulillah, Sayyid al-awwalin wa imam al-anbiya wal-mursalin, والشافع المشفع يوم الدين وعلى آله الطيبين وأزواجه الطاهرات أمهات المؤمنين وصحابته الغر الميامين ومن استنى بسنته واهتدى بهديه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، حياكم الله أيها الإخوة والأخوات إلى هذا اللقاء الذي نتناول فيه موضوعا هو في غاية الأهمية، هو موضوع الصلاة وأهمية الصلاة. نعم.
In the name of Allah, and may peace and salutations be upon the Prophet Muhammad, the one who will be an intercessor for the believers on the day of resurrection, and may peace and salutations be upon the mothers of the believers, those pure mothers of the believers, and the companions of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, and those who follow them until the day of resurrection. I give greetings to you all to this meeting where we will discuss a topic that is of great importance, and it is the topic of the prayer.
الصلاة هي الصلة بين العبد وربه، ففيها يناجيه بكلامه، وفيها يعظمه بتكبيره وتسبيحه، وفيها يخضع له بركوعه وسجوده، وفيها يتذلل إليه بدعائه واستغفاره، فهي الصلة بين العبد وربه. نعم.
So the prayer, it's the connection between the slave and the slave's Lord. And within the prayer, the slave is talking to or confiding in their Lord with the Lord's speech. In addition to this, they are glorifying Allah the Most High through the statements of glorification, the formal statements of glorification contained within the prayer. They are showing their submissiveness to Allah through physical actions, through physically bowing and through physically prostrating. And in addition to this, they are showing their subservience to Allah the Most High through their supplications to Him and their beseeching that which they want from Him.
والصلاة عظيمة الشأن لأنها ثاني أركان الإسلام، وهي كما وصفها النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أنها عمود الإسلام. نعم.
And the prayer is of great importance, and it has a great rank and station of Islam. And it is in fact the second pillar of the 5 pillars of Islam. And as the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, mentioned about the prayer, it is the pillar or the foundation pillar of Al-Islam.
والصلاة من عظيم شأنها أنها تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر كما ذكر الله عز وجل في القرآن، فقال سبحانه وتعالى: إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي. تنهى عن 3 أمور، والنهي هنا بمعنى أنها تعين العبد على الامتناع من الولوج والوقوع في هذه المخاطر ال3: الفحشاء وهي بذيء القول، والمنكر وهو قبيح الفعل، والبغي وهو ظلم الناس.
And one of the characteristics of the prayer is that it prohibits the people from 3 types of actions. It prohibits and it stops the people from, and I will translate them linguistically first, it will prevent them from low base actions, and it will prevent them from doing anything that is bad. That's the second one. And the third is that it will prevent them from the base actions. So it prevents us from three of these things. As Allah mentioned in the Quran, indeed, the prayer, it prohibits from these three things, or it prevents these things from happening. And it does so because the slave, when they pray in a true manner, it helps them not to fall into these three matters. And these three matters, al-fahsha, I translated that as, I suppose, low or base actions. And the Sheikh has explained that this is the ill speech that an individual does. So the prayer, it prevents an individual from speaking ill. It also prevents someone from the munkar. And the munkar is the thing that a person does that is not desirable or that should not be done. And it also prevents from al-baghi, the third thing, which is having or putting oppression upon others. So the prayer, from its characteristics, is that it prevents against all three of these things.
وأيضا فإن الصلاة من أهميتها أنها تعلم الإنسان احترام الوقت والانضباط فيه. فإن الله عز وجل قد قال في كتابه إن الصلاة كانت على المؤمنين كتابا موقوتا. ثم بين هذا الكتاب، يعني الأمر، الكتاب بمعنى الأمر المكتوب المأمور به. ثم بين هذه الأوقات، قال أقم الصلاة لدلوك الشمس إلى غسق الليل وقرآن الفجر إن قرآن الفجر كان مشهودا. فبين أن الإنسان لا بد أن ينضبط في هذه الأوقات، ولا يصلح أن يتركها حتى يخرج وقتها، لأن ذلك يصيره في زمرة المتوعدين بالعذاب الأليم، كما قال الله عز وجل ويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون، الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون. وعن هنا تفيد أنهم تاركون لها، وليس معنى هذا أنهم سهوا في داخل الصلاة، لا، ولكن تركوها إهمالا فيها. نعم.
And the prayer, it also teaches the individual and trains the individual to respect time and have due importance and respect for time. And Allah the Most High says in the Quran, indeed the prayer, it has been prescribed upon the believers or written upon the believers at prescribed or fixed times. And these times have been explained in the Quran, where Allah the Most High said and established the prayer from the setting of the sun, and then when the night comes, and also the prayer of the dawn. And indeed the prayer of the dawn, it's witnessed by Allah. So in this ayah, in this verse from the Quran, Allah the Most High, He shows us the timings of the prayers. And those individuals who delay the prayer outside of these fixed appointed times, they are those who are promised an undesirable outcome in the hereafter. And Allah the Most High says, وَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. And woe unto those who pray and they are negligent about their prayer. And here, the meaning of they're negligent about their prayer, i.e. they're the people who leave off the prayer. They are negligent and they leave it off, or they may not adhere to these fixed times. And the meaning of this verse isn't that they're negligent within their prayer, i.e. the meaning isn't that they are praying but they're unmindful or their minds are not attentive within the prayer. That's not the meaning of this verse.
ومن عظيم أهمية الصلاة أن الصلاة تعلم الإنسان الحرص على النظافة، فإن الله عز وجل قد أمر أن يتطهر الإنسان للصلاة، وذلك 5 مرات في اليوم والليلة، ما يوجب بقاء جسمه خاليا من الأدران ومن الأمراض. قال الله عز وجل: يا الذين آمنوا إذا قمتم إلى الصلاة فاغسلوا وجوهكم وأيديكم إلى المرافق وامسحوا برؤوسكم وأرجلكم إلى الكعبين. فأمر أن تغسل هذه الأعضاء، الوجه واليدان والقدمان. وأما الرأس فأمر بأن يمسح، لأنه الأقل تضررا من الأذى والقذرات وما يعلق فيه. وأيضا في يوم الجمعة أمرنا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أن نغتسل، قال: غسل الجمعة واجب على كل محتلم، أي بالغ، من بلغ سن التكليف لزمه أن يغتسل لصلاة الجمعة حتى يأتي متهيئا متطهرا. نعم.
The prayer also encourages us to be mindful of our hygiene and cleanliness, where the prayer and Allah orders us to make ablution for the prayer 5 times a day, as long as the individual is able to and there are no health risks associated with doing so. And Allah the Most High says, يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا قمتم إلى الصلاة فاغسلوا وجوهكم وأيديكم إلى المرافق. O you who believe, when you want to stand to the prayer, then wash your faces and your hands up until your elbows. وَامْسَحُوا بِرُؤُوسِكُمْ, and wipe your hands over your heads. وَأَرْجُلَكُمْ, and wash your feet إِلَى الْكَعْبَيْن, wash your feet up to your ankles. So in this verse of the Quran, Allah orders us to wash the face, wash the 2 arms from the hands till the elbows, to wash the feet, and to wipe over the head. These 4 things we are ordered to do. In addition to this, the 5 daily prayers, we are also ordered to have the ghusl, or the full ritual bath, once a week if we have come of age, where the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said that the washing or the ritual bath is obligatory upon every person who is of age on the day of Jummah, on the day of Friday, and this is for those who are preparing to go and attend the Friday prayer.
والطهارة ليست خارجية فقط، بل حتى الداخلية، فإن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أمر من أراد الوضوء أن يتمضمض ويستنشق فيغسل فمه، وأيضا ينظف أنفه، يستنشق، يدخل الماء، ثم يستنثر، يخرجه بدفق حتى يخرج ما في الأنف من أوساخ. وأيضا حث على الاستياك باستعمال السواك، وأفضله ما كان من شجر الأراك. فأمر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم، قال لولا أو حث، فقال: لولا أن أشق على أمتي لأمرتهم بالسواك عند كل وضوء. وفي حديث آخر قال: لولا أن أشق على أمتي لأمرتهم بالسواك عند كل صلاة. فكما أمر الشارع بالمحافظة على طهارة ونظافة الخارج من الجسم، الأجزاء الظاهرة من الجسم، أمر أيضا بنظافة الأجزاء الداخلة كالفم والأنف، ذلك ليبقى الإنسان نقيا بعيدا عن أسباب الأمراض، ويكون زكي الريح. ولهذا أمر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من أكل البصل أو الثوم أو الكرات أن لا يأتي المسجد، لأن لها رائحة كريهة والناس تتأذى منها، وكذلك الملائكة، كما في الحديث: إن الملائكة تتأذى مما يتأذى منه بنو آدم. فجعل الشارع النظافة أساسا لأداء الصلاة، وهذا أمر مطلوب لبني آدم حتى يبقوا بعيدين عن أسباب الأمراض والاعتلالات، والله أعلم.
And the cleanliness that we are ordered to adhere to and make is not something that's restricted to the external or our bodies externally. Rather, we are also ordered to purify and keep ourselves clean and for personal hygiene in an inner sense in addition. What do we mean by this? In addition to the 4 limbs that we have mentioned, that we wash, we also make the madmada, and this is the washing of the mouth. We make the washing of the mouth during the wudu, during the ablution. We also make the istinshaq, and this is the snuffing of water through the nose and the expulsion of it with force. So in this way, Al-Islam, and specifically the prayer, it encourages people to have outward and inward cleanliness. In addition to this, the people have been encouraged to use the toothstick, and the best type of toothsticks are those that come from the arak tree. And the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Were it not that I were going to lay a burden upon my nation, I would have ordered them to use the toothstick whenever they make wudu, whenever they make the ablution, and in another narration, whenever they pray." So as the legislator, Allah the Most High, ordered the people to have cleanliness and to adhere to personal hygiene in an external sense, he also ordered them to adhere to this cleanliness internally. And this is so that the individual can be clean, but also so that they can be far removed from illnesses and that which will affect their health. Also, there is an indication that a person must be smelling nice. So, for example, the breath of the individual shouldn't be bad. And for this reason, the eating of garlic or onions or leeks or these such things, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said that whoever eats of these, then they should not come close to our masajid, to our masjids. And this is because the people and indeed the angels are harmed by the harmful smells that emanate from an individual who's eaten these things. So it's a fundamental principle that we make this ritual purification for the prayer, and it's something that also has the added benefit of keeping us clean, keeping us hygienic, and preventing illnesses and ill health.
وأيضا من أهمية الصلاة في حياة المسلم أنها تعوده على نظافة وطهارة الملبس، فإن الإنسان يحرص على نظافة الملبس، ولذلك تأتي الصلاة لتذكره بهذا الأمر، كما أمر الله عز وجل في سورة الأعراف فقال: يا بني آدم خذوا زينتكم عند كل مسجد، أي عند كل صلاة. والنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول كما في الحديث الصحيح الذي صححه الشيخ الألباني في صحيح الجامع، قال: إذا صلى أحدكم فليلبس ثوبيه فإن الله أحق من تزين له. والإنسان إذا اعتاد على هذه الأمور، على النظافة الخارجية وعلى النظافة الداخلية وعلى وعلى جمال الملبس، صار أكثر انشراحا في نفسه، وصار أكثر قبولا عند الناس، لأن الناس تحب من كان مظهره نظيفا وجميلا ورائحته حسنة. ولذلك قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا قال من في شأن يوم الجمعة، قال: من بكر وابتكر وغسل واغتسل ومس من طيب، من غسل واغتسل وبكر وابتكر ومس من طيب أهله ومشى ولم يركب، إلى آخر الحديث. فبين أن مس الطيب يعني التطيب أمر مطلوب عند الذهاب إلى الصلاة، أمر مطلوب عند الذهاب إلى الصلاة لتكتمل الصورة الجمالية، فهو نظيف في بدنه، نظيف في ثوبه، نظيف جميل في رائحة فمه، جميل في رائحة بدنه، لأنه وضع الطيب، فلا يشم منه رائحة مأكولات قذرة ولا رائحة فم غير مطهر منظف، وفي نفس الوقت يشم منه رائحة الطيب. هذا كله بسبب الصلاة، فللصلاة شأن عظيم عند المسلم.
So, in addition to this, we also see that the prayer, it encourages people to take care of the cleanliness and the state of their clothing and their attire. And we find this in the statement of Allah the Most High, where He says that, which means, O children of Adam, take your best clothes or take your best adornment to each of the houses of Allah. And in the narration of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, that has been declared authentic by Shaykh Al-Albani in his book Sahih al-Jami', that indeed let one of you have two thobes, so that you can keep it clean, for indeed Allah is the most worthy to beautify yourselves for. So when an individual takes care of their clothing and they wear clean clothes and they've taken appropriate care over their body and their breath is smelling nice, etc., then when they go to the prayer, they are accepted by those around them, and they also feel as though they can embrace the prayer in a more complete manner. And the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, in another narration, when he mentioned the etiquettes of the day of Friday, of how to prepare for the Friday prayers, he mentioned that the individual should pass their hand over musk, that they should wear the musk on their clothing before going for the Friday prayer. And this is something that's recommended when someone goes for the prayer, because it's a completion of their purification. And if you think about it, the individual, they have purified or cleansed themselves externally. They have purified and cleansed themselves internally. They've taken the time and the care to do that which they need to do to freshen their breath. And in addition to this, they're wearing good clothes and they have put musk on their clothing such that they smell nice. So all of these things, all of these matters that we do in preparation for the prayer, they all indicate the great emphasis that Islam has for the prayer and the importance of the prayer.
لذلك يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كما في الحديث الذي صححه الشيخ الألباني في السلسلة الصحيحة، قال: أرأيت لو أن بفناء أحدكم نهر يجري يغتسل منه كل يوم 5 مرات، ما كان يبقى من درنه؟ قالوا: لا شيء. قال: إن الصلوات تذهب الذنوب كما يذهب الماء الدرن. فنحن تعلمنا الآن أن الصلاة علمتنا نظافة البدن وحسن التطيب وحسن اللبس، لكن الصلاة في نفسها مطهرة، الصلاة في نفسها مطهرة منقية، تزيل الذنوب، تذهب بها كما يذهب الماء بالدرن الوسخ الموجود على الثياب وعلى الأبدان. هكذا تفعل الصلاة، تنظف سجلات السيئات وتنظف النفس من حب الأعمال غير الجيدة. فهنا قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: إن الصلاة تذهب الذنوب كما يذهب الماء الدرن. وفي القرآن قال الله عز وجل: إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي. فكل ذلك بفضل الصلاة، لذلك صارت الصلاة هي عمود الإسلام. نعم.
And we see in a narration that's been explained and reported, or it's been cited in the book of Sheikh Al-Albani, Silsila Al-Sahiha, the authentic narrations of Sheikh Al-Albani, that the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said to his companions, do you see if there were a stream or a small river flowing in front of an individual's house, and they were to go out and wash from this stream 5 times a day, what remnants of dirt would there be on that individual's body? And the companions said there would remain no dirt if they washed 5 times a day. And the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, indeed, this is the likeness of the prayer, for indeed it washes away and it cleanses the sins that an individual does. So we see here that Al-Islam has encouraged us to have a cleanliness of the body and to perform this ritual cleansing. And then on top of this, the prayer in and of itself, it's a form of purification and it's a form of cleansing, as it cleanses the individual from sins and it cleanses and wipes away the misdeeds that an individual does and the bad deeds that they do. In addition to this, it encourages a person and it makes a person repulsed from the bad deeds and the actions that they shouldn't be doing. As we have mentioned, that Allah said, indeed the prayer, it prohibits and it orders against the statement the statements that are bad, the actions that are bad, and also transgression against others. And all of these benefits point to the excellence and the virtue of the prayer, which is one of the pillars of Islam.
نعم، ومن أهمية الصلاة أنها تعلمنا إتقان أي شيء نعمله، وذلك أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول في الحديث الذي صححه الشيخ الألباني في صحيح الترغيب، قال إن الرجل ليصلي 60 سنة وما تقبل له صلاة. لماذا؟ قال لعله لا يتم الركوع ولا يتم الركوع ولا يتم السجود، ويتم السجود ولا يتم الركوع، يعني أنه يقصر في الإتقان، لا يتقنها. فهذا يعني أننا لا بد أن نتقن الصلاة. فإذا صرنا نتقن العمل 5 مرات في اليوم والليلة على أقل، يعني 5 مرات الفريضة، إذا صرنا نتقنه بحضور قلب وبانتباه، فإن هذا سيصبح عندنا خلقا، مع كل عمل نعمله سنعمله بإتقان ونحرص على أننا نتقنه. هكذا تصنع الصلاة بنا، ولذلك لها أهمية عظمى في حياة المسلم.
Furthermore, the prayer, it encourages us to do things well, and it encourages us to do things with precision. In the narration that's been reported in the authentic Sahih al-Targhib, and it's been declared as authentic by Sheikh Al-Albani, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, indeed an individual, they may pray for 60 years, however their prayer will not be accepted. And this could be because they did not complete the prostration correctly, nor did they complete the bowing correctly. Or perhaps it was the case that they performed the prostration correctly, but they didn't perform the bowing correctly. Or that they performed the bowing correctly, but they didn't perform the prostration correctly. So this narration, it encourages us that when we pray, to make these actions proper, to do them properly such that they be accepted, and not just to do the actions outwardly in a way that's proper, but also to do it with a heart that's attentive to what we are doing. And when an individual tries this and strives for this 5 times a day, it becomes a characteristic of that individual that when they partake in something, they seek to do so with proper precision, and they seek to fulfill it as it should be fulfilled.
ومن أهمية الصلاة في حياة المسلم أنها أيضا تعلمه العزة والقوة، فالسجود لله رفعة وسمو، فلا ينبغي للمسلم أن يذل نفسه إلا لله، ولا يجوز له أن يخضع إلا لله. ففي الحديث عن أبي أمامة الباهلي رضي الله عنه قال: أتيت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فقلت: مرني بأمر أنقطع به يعني أنقطع به عن أي شيء آخر فيغنيني الله عز وجل به. قال: اعلم أنك لا تسجد لله سجدة إلا رفعك الله بها درجة وحط عنك بها خطيئة. فهذا من أهمية الصلاة، أنها تعلمك أنك لا تذل إلا لله، وأن تذللك لله هو العزة الحقيقية. نعم.
Also, from the importance of the prayer and the important lessons that we derive from praying is that it teaches an individual about true power and true dignity. أيوة جزاكم الله خير. True dignity. جزاكم الله خير. And this is because that when an individual performs a prostration in the prayer, that Allah lifts and raises that individual, and that the individual, when they perform the prostration, the sujood, they do not perform this action for anyone other than Allah the Most High. And it's been reported by Abu Umama al-Bahili, who said that he came to the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, and he said, can you tell me of an action that if I do it, it will suffice me of other actions? So an action that would mean that he would not have to perform other actions. So the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, he advised him and said, know that when you make the prostration to Allah, when you make the sujood, you do not do this except that Allah lifts you in your rank. He raises your rank. And you do not do this except that Allah wipes away or erases an evil action that you have committed. And the individual will not do this except for the sake of Allah and except to Allah. And through this action of humbling oneself, they can achieve what is true dignity.
ومن أهمية الصلاة في حياة المسلم أنها تعلمه حب الآخرين والتآلف معهم والتعاون على كل ما هو حسن ومن البر والتقوى. وأيضا تعلمنا أننا لا ندع للشيطان مجالا أن يدخل بيننا. كيف ذلك؟ وذلك فيما قاله النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كما في الحديث أنه صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: أقيموا الصفوف فإنما تصفون كصفوف الملائكة، حاذوا بين المناكب وسدوا الخلل ولا تذروا فرجات للشيطان، ومن وصل صفا وصله الله. والحديث صححه الألباني في الصحيحة برقم 743. وقال صلى الله عليه وسلم أيضا: خياركم ألينكم مناكب في الصلاة، يعني السهل الذي إذا قيل له تقدم تأخر اقترب لا يتردد ولا يعارض. ثم قال: وما من خطوة أعظم أجرا من خطوة مشاها رجل إلى فرجة في الصف فسدها. وقال أيضا في حديث آخر: أقيموا صفوفكم ثلاثا، يعني كرر ثلاثا. ثم قال: والله لتقيمن صفوفكم أو ليخالفن الله بين قلوبكم، يعني تصبح متنافرة، تصبح متنافرة. لذلك الصلاة تربينا على التآلف وعلى المحبة وعلى دفع الشيطان بعيدا عنا، وعلى رد كل شبهات وتلبيسات ووساوسه فيما ينزغ به بيننا. نعم.
Also, the prayer, it allows us to interact with one another and have a good relationship with one another. It encourages us to love each other and to cooperate upon that which is best for all of us. And the Prophet, peace, and also that we do not allow the shaitan, we do not let the devil come between us or have any sort of means of entering within our relationships with one another. And we benefit this from the statement of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, where he ordered the people to establish the rows in the prayer. And he said that because indeed your rows are like the rows of the angels. Stand shoulder to shoulder, close the gaps, close off any opportunities for the shaitan, for the devil to enter within your prayer. And he also, and this was a narration that was authenticated by Sheikh Al-Albani in his book, and it was narration number 643. Also, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said in another narration, the best of you are those who align the rows in the prayer, those who sort them out and establish them properly. And he said, peace and blessings be upon him, the best step that an individual can take is the step that they take to correct the lines or the rows in the prayer. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, also said, establish the lines or the rows, establish the rows, establish the rows. He said it 3 times. And then he said, if you are not to do this, then indeed Allah will cause your faces, he will cause yourselves to differ. So we see that through this action, through aligning the rows in the prayers, it allows the Muslims to be tied to one another such that there is unity between them. And if they neglect to do this, then there is an opportunity for the shaitan, for the devil to come between us, to cause disunity and to distract us with doubts and with his whisperings.
ومن أهمية الصلاة أيها الإخوة أنها كما تقدم تزيل الذنوب، فقد جاء في الحديث المخرج عند مسلم أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال الصلوات الخمس والجمعة إلى الجمعة ورمضان إلى رمضان مكفرات لما بينهن إذا اجتنبت الكبائر. فالإنسان يقترف من الصغائر كثيرا جدا، ولولا هذه الصلوات فإن هذه الصغائر تهلك هذا الإنسان، لكن الله عز وجل يزيلها بسبب الصلوات التي يصليها الإنسان. نعم.
Also, as we have mentioned, the prayer has the effect or the impact of negating one's sins. And it's been reported by Imam Muslim in his book, the Sahih, that the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, the 5 daily prayers, that which is between them, the Friday prayer to the Friday prayer, Ramadan, one Ramadan to the next Ramadan. All of these actions are a form of expiation of the sins of the believers between them. So from the Ramadan to the Ramadan, it expiates the sins that the small sins that the individual commits in between or between that period, as long as the individual stays away from and refrains from the major sins. So we can see here that the prayer has this impact of cleansing the small sins, and this is a great mercy because these sins, they can mount up and they could lead to the destruction of an individual.
ولأهمية الصلاة جاء التحذير من التهاون فيها وتركها. فقد جاء عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه قال بين العبد وبين الشرك أو الكفر ترك الصلاة. رواه الترمذي وقال حديث حسن صحيح. وفي الحديث الذي رواه أحمد والترمذي بسند أيضا صحيح قال صلى الله عليه وسلم العهد الذي بيننا وبينهم، يعني بين الكفار، العهد الذي بيننا نحن المسلمين وبين الكفار، الفرق يعني بيننا وبينهم الصلاة، فمن تركها فقد كفر، فمن تركها فقد كفر. وقد قال صلى الله عليه وسلم في الحديث الذي أخرجه الترمذي بسند صحيح قال إن أول ما يحاسب عليه العبد يوم القيامة من عمله صلاته، فإن صلحت فقد أفلح وأنجح، وإن فسدت فقد خاب وخسر. فعلينا أن نحافظ على هذه الصلاة مستشعرين عظيم أهميتها في ما يعود علينا بالنفع في الدنيا بسلامة الأبدان وسلامة القلوب، وكذلك بما يعود علينا في الآخرة من محو الذنوب ورفع الدرجات. نسأل الله عز وجل بمنه وكرمه أن نكون قد وفقنا لتسليط الضوء على هذه الشعيرة العظيمة، ونسأل الله عز وجل أن يجعلنا وإياكم ممن يواظبون على أدائها في أوقاتها وأماكنها، وألا يجعلنا من الذين يتهاونون فيها ولا يسهون عنها، إنه سبحانه وتعالى ولي ذلك والقادر عليه. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه.
We also see in the texts of the prophetic ahadith the warning against being complacent as relates to the prayer. And the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, mentioned in a narration that was collected by Imam al-Tirmidhi, and he said it was a good, authentic hadith, that the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said that between a slave and between disbelief and polytheism or associating partners with Allah is the prayer. That's the dividing line between the slave and disbelief and polytheism. And it's also been reported by Imam Ahmad, who said that the Prophet, or who reported that the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, indeed, the covenant or the agreement that is between us, or the difference between us and between those who do not believe, is the prayer. So whosoever leaves off it, i.e. leaves off the prayer, they have committed an act of disbelief. And it's also been reported by Imam al-Tirmidhi, who mentioned it's an authentic narration that the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, indeed, the first thing that the slave will be taken into account over on the day of resurrection will be the prayer. And if they are taken in account as relates to the prayer, and it is found that their prayer is good, then their affair will be good. And if they are taken into account as relates to their prayer, and their prayer is not good or it's not in order, then they have failed. So the prayer, it has all of these good impacts and good beneficial effects for us in both the worldly life, in terms of having good health, and in terms of joining the hearts of the believers, and also in the hereafter, whereby through the prayer, Allah will raise us in our ranks and He will forgive us our sins. So may Allah accept from me this effort, and may He I ask that He has given me the success to have given justice to this topic and to this great form of worship. And I ask Him, the Most High, to give us the success to perform the prayer as it should be prayed, and to make us from those who do it firmly. And I seek refuge with Allah from making us from those who are complacent with regards to the prayer. And may peace and salutations and blessings be upon our Prophet Muhammad and upon his family and companions to the day of resurrection. جزاكم الله خيرا شيخنا. جزاكم الله خيرا.
وإياكم الله يحفظكم ويبارك فيكم.
ما شاء الله ذكرى قيمة، وما شاء الله فوائد ما شاء الله.
الحمد
Jazakallah
لله
khair,
نسأل
Shaykh.
الله أن يرزقنا الإخلاص.
Jazakallah khair. I know it was a very short notice, but alhamdulillah, we've had a beneficial and very important lecture as well. And at a good time as well, because inshallah, hopefully the masjids will be opening up soon. Hopefully, inshallah. So
ما شاء الله ما شاء
it'd
الله.
be
Inshallah.
nice for the people to get back into the vibes of going into the masjid and praying feet to feet, like you mentioned. And you know, just a nice reminder to go back to the masjid with, inshallah. So
Absolutely.
is there any advice you can make in regards to you know, the masjids, the houses of Allah, just to help, you know, help put that vibe back in our hearts, inshallah, and that encouragement to go back to the masjids, because as I said, it's probably the first time in my lifetime anyway that I've stayed, since I've embraced Islam, I've stayed away from the masjid for so long. You know, it'd be nice to hear some encouragement about the houses of Allah and the rewards and whatnot about the masjid, inshallah.
نعم. أخونا يعني يطلب أن يكون هناك توجيه بالنسبة للمساجد ودور المساجد، خصوصا أن الناس على وشك أن يسمح لهم بأداء الصلاة جماعة في المساجد في بريطانيا. أولا نقول المساجد بيوت الله، وهي المفزع لكل من نزل به كرب ونزلت به ضائقة ونزل به هم، فإن المفزع هو إلى بيت الله، كما قال الله عز وجل: في بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع ويذكر فيها اسمه يسبح له فيها بالغدو والآصال رجال لا تلهيهم تجارة ولا بيع عن ذكر الله وإقام الصلاة. فبيوت الله أو المساجد هي بيوت الله، والله عز وجل بين أن عمارتها إما بالبنيان أو بأداء العبادات فيها هو من الإيمان. قال: إنما يعمر مساجد الله من آمن بالله واليوم الآخر. والعناية بالمساجد شأنها عظيم جدا كما سنبينه إن شاء الله.
So yes, we firstly, in response to this question where we have been asked for advice as relates to returning back to the mosques, we say firstly, the mosques are considered the houses from the houses of Allah, and they are in actual fact, they're a refuge for those people or individuals whenever they have something that's troubling them, or they have a stress, or they have an anxiety, that they should go and they should return and flee and seek refuge in a house from the houses of Allah. And Allah the Most High says that, which means in houses in which Allah has given permission for his name to be mentioned and that he should be remembered therein, and in which he is glorified day and night. So the point being that Allah has named the masjids as houses from the houses of Allah in the Book of Allah. In addition to this, we see that Allah the Most High, he says, indeed the houses of, or the masajid, the places of worship of Allah, the masjids, they are only governed by those who believe in Allah. So it's a great thing to look after the masajid and to organize them.
في الحديث المخرج عند الطبراني بسند صحيح يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: من توضأ في بيته فأحسن الوضوء ثم أتى المسجد فهو زائر الله، يعني ضيف الله، وحق على المزور أن يكرم الزائر، وهذا فيه أن الله سيكرمه ما دام أنه أتى إلى بيته. وقال أبو الدرداء لابنه: يا بني ليكن المسجد بيتك فإن المساجد بيوت الله، بيوت المتقين، فإن المساجد بيوت المتقين. سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول: من يكن المسجد بيته ضمن الله تعالى له الروح والرحمة والجواز على الصراط إلى الجنة. ضمن الله له الروح، وهو الرائحة الزكية الحسنة يوم القيامة، روح الجنة، والرحمة والجواز على الصراط، يعني اجتياز الصراط إلى الجنة. هذه كلها بسبب المساجد وتوطن المساجد.
And we also see in the narration that's been reported by At-Tabarani that the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, whosoever makes the ablution and does so well, and then they go to the masjid to perform the prayer, then indeed they are visiting Allah. They are a visitor of Allah. And it's only fitting that the host gives the guest that which they want. So in actual fact, when you go to the masjid, you are visiting Allah, and you will find that Allah, the Most High, is your host. In addition to this, Abu Dharr, the companion, he gave the advice to his son, and he said, "Oh, my son, make the masjid, make it your house. For indeed, the righteous are those people who make the houses of Allah their houses. For indeed, I heard the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, say, make the masjids your homes, your houses. For indeed, whosoever does this, they will have a good, sweet, fragrant smell on the day of resurrection. They will attain the mercy of Allah, and when the people are passing over the path or the bridge over the hellfire, they will be allowed to traverse this bridge at great speed."
وأيضا في الحديث المخرج، حديث أبي هريرة المخرج عند أحمد وابن ماجه بسند صححه الألباني، قال صلى الله عليه وسلم: ما توطن رجل مسلم المساجد للصلاة والذكر إلا تبشبش الله له كما يتبشبش أهل الغائب بغائبهم إذا قدم عليهم. يعني أن الإنسان إذا صار قلبه معلق بالمسجد وهو دائما مكث في المسجد، يطيل البقاء بالمسجد للصلاة، ينتظر الصلاة بعد الصلاة، وأيضا لحضور حلق العلم، فإن هذا الإنسان يتبشبش له الله، أي يبش في وجهه كما يتبشبش أهل الغائب بغائبهم إذا قدم عليهم. إذا قدم المسافر إلى أهله كيف يجدهم فرحين منتظرين بشوق له، هكذا الله عز وجل يتبشبش لعبده.
And we also see in the hadith of Abu Hurairah that was reported by Imam Ahmad and Ibn Majah, declared authentic by Sheikh Al-Albani, that the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said that there is no Muslim man who makes the masjid, he makes it their home or their place that they frequent, except that their heart, except that Allah, they will be welcomed by Allah in a total sense. And this welcoming, it's like when an individual is traveling and they are received by the people that they're traveling towards. They are accepted and they're welcomed, and they're smiled at and welcomed in this manner. So that the individual who frequents the houses of Allah, they will be welcomed by Allah in a similar or in this type of manner.
وينبغي لمن أراد الذهاب إلى المسجد كما ذكرنا في المحاضرة أن يتهيأ لذلك بالتنظف والتطيب وتحسين رائحة فمه، وأيضا إن استطاع أن يطيب المسجد يبخره، يضع فيه طيبا، فهذا أجره عظيم عند الله عز وجل. وينبغي أيضا إذا أتى المسجد فرأى فيه شيئا من الأوراق أو الأوساخ أو ما شابه ذلك أن يقوم بتنظيفه، فإن هذا أجره عظيم عند الله عز وجل. وأن لا يحدث صخب ولا أصوات في المسجد، وأن يغلق جواله أو يضعه على الصامت، وأن لا يشغل الوقت ب يعني النظر في يعني كما يقال الإنترنت أو ما إلى ذلك، ولكن لو أراد أن يقرأ القرآن من الجوال أو يقرأ الأحاديث أو يقرأ تفسير أو يقرأ مواضيع دينية تتعلق يعني بالدين، فهذا حسن، لكن لا ينشغل وهو في المسجد بأمور الدنيا. ويحرم البيع والشراء وإنشاد الضالة إذا فقد شيئا أن يقوم وينشده، هذا محرم في المسجد. كما أنه لا ينبغي أن يتخذ المسجد يعني مكانا للعب واللهو، وإنما يكون مكانا يحترم. هذا والله تعالى أعلم.
And also, as we have mentioned, that the individual should prepare themselves when they're going to the masjid by cleaning themselves and taking care over their hygiene, and also applying nice scents, fragrant scents to their bodies before they go to the masjid. And if they're able to do this to the masjid itself, i.e. if they're able to light incense or some sort of nice incense sticks or some sort of nice perfume, then this is something that's highly recommended in the masjid. Or if they see litter or papers or anything in the masjid, that they clean the masjid and they keep it well. And the reward for doing so is great. When the individual actually goes to the masjid, it's good if they switch off, or at the very least put their phones on silent, and that they should not busy themselves looking at the internet. Rather, they should look to busy themselves with recitation of the Quran, or to attend the sittings and gatherings of knowledge, or to busy themselves in a matter of religion. And they should not busy themselves with matters of the worldly life. So to this extent, buying and selling, announcing things that they have lost, none of these things are permissible or should be done in the masjid. And the masjid is not the place that should be taken as a normal place where individuals can entertain themselves as they might in any other place. Rather, it's a place that is to be respected, and certain conventions that we have mentioned should be adhered to.
وبالمناسبة في بلادكم المساجد إنما يبنيها ويعمرها ويقوم عليها المسلمون أنفسهم بتبرعاتهم. ليس هناك جهة معينة هي من يمول. لذلك ندعو الجميع أن يساهموا ولو بالقليل، فإن هذا شأنه عظيم جدا عند الله. قد قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كما في الحديث المخرج عند ابن ماجه بسند صححه الألباني وغيره، قال صلى الله عليه وسلم: من بنى لله مسجدا كمفحص قطاء، ولو كمفحص قطاء أو أصغر، كمفحص قطاء أو أصغر، بنى الله له بيتا في الجنة. مفحص القطاء هو عش طائر القطا، والقطا هو طائر أقل من الحمامة وأكبر من العصفور. ولا شك أن عش الطير ولو كان حمامة لا يكفي لأن يكون مكانا للصلاة، يعني لصلاة إنسان، ولكن لو ساهم بقدر يسير في بناء المسجد، في سداد فواتير الكهرباء، في أجرة من يقوم على العناية بالمسجد، في أي شيء، لو اشترى بعض تجهيزات دورات المياه كالمناديل وغيرها والصابون، فإن هذا كله أجره عظيم عند الله، لأنه خدمة لبيت الله عز وجل، وإبقاء لبيت الله عز وجل مكانا ترتاح فيه النفوس وتشتاق إليه القلوب وتهوي إليه الأفئدة، لأنه مكان أولا هو بيت العبادة، بيت الله، ثانيا هو في غاية النظافة والطهارة والرائحة الزكية، فتشتاق النفوس إلى ذلك. فاحرصوا بارك الله فيكم أن تتبرعوا لبناء المساجد ولتملكها في بلادكم، وأيضا لصيانتها ورعايتها. نسأل الله أن يجعل ذلك في موازين حسناتكم وأن يجعل لكم بيوتا في الجنة.
Amen. In addition to this, the Sheikh is saying that he's aware of the status of the masjids in England, in Britain, in that the upkeep is from the Muslims themselves. There isn't a specific government body or a specific outside body that will fund the masjids. And it's been reported by Imam Ibn Majah and authenticated by Sheikh Al-Albani that the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, whosoever builds a house or a masjid from the houses of Allah, even if it's the size of the nest of a small bird, a bird that's slightly smaller than a dove, even if it's to this extent, Allah will build for them a house in paradise. And the point of this hadith, or the point of mentioning the small nest, is even if it's an insignificant amount. And it's well known that if a masjid were actually to be this size, it wouldn't even be sufficient for a person to pray inside the masjid. So the intent behind this hadith is to support the building of the masjid and also the upkeep of the masjid. So if an individual wants to pay for the electricity of the masjid, or to pay such that those people who manage the masjid can be paid and given their salaries, then this is something that is very, very good. The reward for doing so is great, as this is a service to a house from the houses of Allah the Most High. And this place, the masjid, is a place where the hearts, they find ease and they find tranquility. And this is for two reasons. Firstly, because these places are the houses of Allah. And secondly, that these houses, that if they are kept well, they are houses of great purity and cleanliness. So the people, they want to stay there and they like to spend extended time there. So in essence, there are two pieces of advice: to give money in charity and support the building of new masjids, and secondly, to give in charity and support the upkeep and the maintenance and the running costs of the mosques.
Jazakallah. I have a question. Is that okay, Sheikh? Yes? Okay.
That's okay.
Here it says, Salam, is there any evidence from the Sunnah of social distancing in Jamaat, which is now being suggested?
That's a good point, but I would rather make a 1 hour lecture about it, because it needs a lot of steps to go to. But no problem, we're gonna say it inshallah. I will say it in Arabic and inshallah to be translated. حتى يأخذ الأجر أيضا, so our brother Aqil will be rewarded.
جزاكم الله خير.
أقول أخونا يسأل يقول: هل هناك أي دليل من السنة على هذا التباعد الذي نراه اليوم في المساجد؟ نقول الجواب نعم، هناك دليل من السنة. نعم يا شيخ.
So in response to the question, yes, there are evidences from the Sunnah to indicate the legitimacy of this social distancing in the mosques.
أولا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال صلوا كما رأيتموني أصلي، فلا بد لكل مصل أن يصلي على نحو ما صلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. نعم.
So firstly, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, pray as you have seen me pray. So it's incumbent and necessary for the Muslims and the believers to pray as the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, prayed.
الأمر الثاني النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم صلى 23 سنة لأنه أرسل نبئ وأرسل وهو ابن 40 ومات وهو ابن 63 فهو 23 سنة صلى والصحابة رأوه كيف صلى لكن صلاته في 23 سنة لم تكن كلها بنمط واحد بطريقة واحدة وإنما كانت بحسب الحال كما سنبينه.
نعم. Secondly, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, he prayed for a period of 23 years. And this is because he was sent as a prophet at the age of 40 and he died, peace and blessings be upon him, at the age of 63. And during this period of 23 years, he prayed, peace and blessings be upon him, and the companions saw him praying. And there was not, when we look at the narrations of him praying, it wasn't that he prayed in one way in a continuous sense throughout this period. Rather, his prayer, it reflected the circumstances that he was in during or at any point in this period.
النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم صلى منذ البعثة إلى الإسراء 10 سنين على غير هذه الصلاة التي نحن نعرفها 5 صلوات في اليوم والليلة ولكن كان يصلي وفي ليلة الإسراء فرضت الصلاة 5 صلوات كما نعهدها اليوم في أوقاتها المعهودة اليوم وأيضا بصفاتها بركعاتها وبالقراءة السرية والجهرية التي نعلمها. فالنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من السنة 10 إلى أن مات سنة على عمر 63 قضى 13 سنة يصلي الصلوات التي نصليها الآن نحن لكن كما قلت ليست في كل 13 عاما بنفس الصفة بل اختلفت باختلاف الظروف. نعم.
So we see that the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, when he was made a prophet or when he received the message from Allah, from that point to the point where he ascended to Allah and the 5 daily prayers were obligated upon him, this was a period of 10 years. And during this period, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, he prayed. However, the prayer during this period, in this 10 years, it was not the prayer that we pray now. Rather, the prayer that we know and we recognize now, in terms of it being 5 times a day, in terms of its form, in terms of its recitation being allowed or being silent or being quiet. This was something that came after the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him's ascension to the heavens. And it was from this point, so the 10th year after he had been sent as a prophet, for the following 13 years up to his death, peace and blessings be upon him, he prayed the prayer as we do now. However, during this period, the second phase of 13 years, he did not always continually pray the prayer in the exact same way. Rather, his prayer reflected the condition and the context of the time in which he was praying.
فمثلا في حجة الوداع منذ أن خرج من المدينة كان يقصر الصلاة الرباعية 2 ركعتين ولما وصل مكة بقي في مكة 4 أيام أيضا ما زال يقصر الصلاة الرباعية 2 ركعتين وذلك للسفر فهنا تغير الحال فصار في السفر الرباعية تنزل إلى 2 ركعتين في اليوم الثامن من ذي الحجة بعد أن أمضى 4 أيام في مكة انتقل إلى منى وفي منى وبدأ في منى وفي منى صار يصلي أيضا كل صلاة يعني رباعية ركعتين، يقصرها إلى ركعتين. وفي في عرفات جمع بين الظهر والعصر في وقت الظهر، وكان يوم الجمعة ولم يصلها جمعة وإنما صلاها ظهرا، فلم يقرأ بصوت فلم يقرأ جهرا كما هو الحال في الجمعة. وأيضا في المزدلفة في المزدلفة صلى المغرب والعشاء جمعا وقصر العشاء ركعتين. إذن يتبين لنا أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فقط في رحلة الحج غاير من المدينة إلى مكة كان يقصر الصلاة ويجمع بين الصلاتين. في مكة لما وصل مكة يوم الرابع من ذي الحجة بقي إلى يوم الثامن يصلي كل صلاة في وقتها، ولكن يقصر الرباعية إلى ركعتين. يوم الثامن انتقل، هذا كله كان بسبب ماذا؟ السفر، لأنه كان مسافرا وكان في مكة يقول للناس إنا قوم سفر. لما انتقل إلى المدينة إلى منى لما انتقل إلى منى صار يصلي كل صلاة في وقتها، ولكنه يقصر الرباعية ركعتين. لكنه في عرفات وهي لا تبعد إلا كيلو أو كيلوين أو نحو ذلك، بضعة كيلومترات تقريبا، إن لم تخن الذاكرة 5 كيلومترات عن منى، فكان يصلي كل صلاة رباعية ركعتين، صلى الظهر ركعتين والعصر ركعتين، لكنه صلى على هيئة ليس كما كان يصلي في منى، فجمع بين الظهر والعصر. في منى لم يجمع. في المزدلفة وهي أقرب من عرفة إلى منى ليس بينها وبين منى شيء، إنما هو حدود فاصلة، ومع ذلك صلى المغرب 3 والعشاء ركعتين قصرها، لكنه جمع بينهما. وفي منى لم يجمع. إذا تبين أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم غاير في أحوال الصلاة. كذلك في صلاة الخوف كان يصلي في الحرب بالمسلمين، يصلي بهم إماما ركعة، ثم تتأخر الجماعة التي صلت معه ركعة ويتقدم جماعة آخرين فيصلي هو بهم ركعته الثانية وهي ركعتهم الأولى، وهكذا كان يغاير بحسب الحال. بل إنه في المدينة كما قال ابن عباس قصر الصلاة من غير سفر ولا مطر. قيل له لماذا فعل ذلك؟ قال أراد أن لا يحرج على أمته، يعني إذا نزل بهم ظرف يكون عندهم متسع من أن يعني يقصروا. وكان يقول ويأمر المؤذن أن ينادي بالناس إذا كان الوقت مطر أو برد صلوا في رحالكم. الشاهد أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم غاير في هيئات الصلاة بتغاير الوقت، بتغاير الظرف. وهنا هذا الظرف لم يحصل في زمن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم، لكن الفقهاء استفادوا من تغاير هذه الأحوال كلها أنه إذا نزلت نازلة يجتهد لها أهل العلم فيتعاملون معها على وفق ما ورد في السنة من تغاير أحوال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في الصلاة. فلهذا قالوا يصلى بالتباعد من أجل أن نحافظ على المسلم لا يأخذ العدوى، وفي نفس الوقت نحفظ الجماعة. وليس صوابا رأي من قال إن هذا من قبيل صلاة المنفرد خلف الصف، لأنه لو قلنا بذلك لسألناه أين الصف الذي صلى وراءه منفردا؟ إن كنت ترى أن التباعد كله من باب الصلاة للمنفرد خلف الصف، إذن أين الصف؟ لم يوجد صف في منظوره، فدعواه باطلة. وإنما هذه صفوف، وقد تكلم شيخ الإسلام ابن تيمية في ذلك، ويعني الرجوع والبحث فيه كما قلت يحتاج إلى وقت أطول، ولعل في هذا القدر كفاية والله أعلم.
So furthermore, we see, for example, that when the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, when he took when he made the Hajj pilgrimage, from the time that he left Medina, he shortened the prayers. So the prayers that were 4 units, he prayed them as 2 units. And when he arrived at Mecca, he was there for 4 days, and he did the same. He prayed the prayers that were 4 units into 2, and this was because he was on a journey, and he did this until the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, the 8th of the month of Hajj. And then after this point, he went to Al-Mina, and this is a place. When he went to Mina, he started to pray each prayer. Again, he would pray each prayer that was 4 units. He would pray it into 2 units. Then when he went to Arafat, which was the next rite, he not only did he shorten the prayers, but he combined them as well. So he combined between Dhuhr and Asr at the time of the later of the 2, at the time of Asr. And then, given that it was a Friday, or when the Friday came, he did not pray the Friday prayer, rather he prayed it as Dhuhr. And within this Dhuhr prayer, he did not openly or outwardly or loudly recite, rather he recited quietly. Then when he went to Muzdalifah, he also combined between Maghrib and Isha. And the Maghrib prayer, he prayed as the Isha prayer, he combined the Maghrib and the Isha prayer, he prayed it as 2 units. So we see that just in the Hajj period, the prayer of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, it changed. So when he left Medina, he used to shorten the prayer, and then when he went to Mina, he would shorten the prayer, but also he would combine the prayers together. And then when he went from شيخنا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في منى كان يقصر فقط أو كان يقصر
أيوة فقط
ويجمع؟
يقصر. أنا قلت من المدينة إلى مكة كان يقصر ويجمع، في مكة لم يجمع، ولما انتقل إلى منى كان يقصر ولا يجمع، لكنه في عرفة القريبة منها كان يقصر ويجمع، وفي مزدلفة الأقرب إلى منى يقصر ويجمع.
Okay, حسنا. Barakallahu feekum. So in Mina, when the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, was in Mina, he would shorten the prayer, but he would not combine them. And then following this, when he went to Arafat, which was just a number of kilometers from Mina, about 5, he would shorten the prayer, but he would also combine them. So we see that the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, he would change the way in which he would pray as suited the condition or the context in which he was praying. And we can give another example of this with the Salatul Khawf, the fear prayer, that when the Muslims were praying and they were in battle, that the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, he would lead them in 2 units of prayer. And he would lead the first group of the Muslims would pray behind him in 2 groups. He would lead the first group in 1 unit of the prayer, and then they would finish off their prayer, and then they who were praying behind the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, they would be replaced by the second group, who would pray the second unit behind the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, while guarding the Muslims. So we see that the prayer of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, it changed as the necessity around it and the circumstances around it changed. So now we come to the matter of today. The scholars of fiqh of today, we see that they take these as examples, the changing circumstances of the prayer, they take these as examples that can be used. And at the moment, being the case with the pandemic, the scholars have used these textual evidences to indicate that when there is a need, such as there is now, there is some flexibility. Now, when the individual prays and they pray in a socially distanced manner, then their prayer is still considered a congregational prayer, despite the fact that they are praying in a socially distanced manner. and it's not correct to say that the prayer of the people praying in congregation but are socially distanced, it's not correct to say that they are praying the prayer of an individual and not as a congregation. This is because you can see that although they are socially distanced, there are established rows, and any person can see that there are established rows. However, there are gaps between these rows, and this matter is an intricate matter of knowledge, and it's something that Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah has written about, and it's something that we can delve into. And actually, at the beginning of the Shaykh's answer, he said that in actual fact, this is a matter that needs time dedicated to it. And he would like to give a lecture, or he said it would be a good idea to have an entire lecture dedicated to this subject. But given that the question has been asked, he gave this answer and this response. Jazakumullah khair, Shaykhana.
وإياكم الله.
Jazakallah Sheikh. Again, we're coming to the end of the show now, but we'd like to thank the Sheikh for the lecture, which was definitely needed. So again, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Akil. And we'll continue this series, inshallah. And we'll notify everyone when the next talk on the time. Jazakallah.
Inshallah.
Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh. Hafidhakumullah. Jazakallah khair, Abdul Hakim. Tom, take care.
Take care.
Tom, thank you very much, Tom.
No problem. Thank you.
Bye bye. Jazakallah khair, ya Aqil. Hakim,
Barakallah.
Jazakallah khair.
Bayakum Shaykhana. Hafidhakumullah.